We're back, boys. Let's get it. All right, listen. I apologize. The stream's starting a little late today. Um, I'm a very open book. I share a lot about myself with y'all. I think it was the last shiny hunting stream where we talked about my willingness to be a little bi-curious with the chat, at least whenever my wife's not in the room, and she's not here now, so we can get a little quirky, a little random. We can get a little handsy, um, as long as you're 18 plus. But no, yeah, I do apologize for the stream starting late today. And because I'm a very open book, I'll share with you all the reason why that happened. And it's similar to what has caused me most of my health, financial, and emotional problems, religious problems. The Lord is smiting me down. If y'all don't remember, let's go. If y'all don't remember, back in the beginning of the year, I had a car crash. Because I had a seizure while driving. Um, so just imagine like I'm driving on the road, everything's normal, everything's fine, and then face cam just goes dark. My eyes see nothing but blackness, and my car runs straight into a telephone pole. That's what happened with my car crash. That's how my car crash happened at the very least. And that's what resulted in me losing my poor, beautiful, darling of a Toyota Camry. My my cougar, we'll call her, because she was an old soul. She was like a 30-year-old MILF of a vehicle. And like many 30-year-old MILFs, she went through a stage in her life that turned her from a beautiful model to kind of a crashed, destroyed, just wrinkled, crumpled version of herself. Sorry, that's fucked. Uh, so I lost my car. Um, because I had a seizure while driving legally, I lost my license. I didn't lose my license, because I did something wrong or got, in an accident with another vehicle or did something illegal. Just legally, if you have a seizure while driving, you lose your license. We've all talked about this on stream already. We've discussed this a couple times on stream. But the reason today's stream is starting late is because I had another seizure today, which was a bit of a bummer. Thankfully, it was at home in the safety of my bedroom with my wife uh, around me to, keep me safe. But like, it sucks. Definitely a bummer because I'm going to constant doctor's visits and neurology appointments and on more medications than I've ever been throughout the entirety of my life. Like for 27 years, I never took any medications, and now I'm on like more than I can count. And nothing has resulted in any answers nor any solutions, which is the most frustrating part. But yeah, that's part of the reason why today's stream is so late. I was considering canceling it, but I've canceled a lot of streams lately, mostly due to the fact that I've just been really busy, really lazy, and also just really stressed. And I felt fine. Like I feel good right now. So I figured fuck it. We'll keep going. We'll keep pushing through. And we're still here today. So let's do some shiny hunting. Um, but yeah, I figured might as well explain. And like I said, I just feel bad because lately I've had so many like doctor's appointments. I've had so much shit going on in my life to try to like figure out what the fuck is going on that it has definitely affected my stream schedule. I've streamed less because of it. I also just feel like my health has been all fucky wucky. Like one of the side effects of some of the medication I'm on is just being constantly drowsy. And I wasn't exaggerating the other day when I missed one of my streams. I literally missed a stream, canceled one of my live streams because I slept all day. And when I posted in the Discord that I slept 22 out of 24 hours in the day, that wasn't an exaggeration. That was entirely accurate, a legitimate statement. Like, I've genuinely just been so fucking drowsy and so stressed. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to keep trying to push through. I'm going to keep trying to stream when I can and doing the best that I can to make content when I'm available to do so. But I figured give you all an update before we get into the shiny hunt. Anyways, let's put some music on in the background. We're going to listen to some Pokemon Black and White music today because Gen 5 is the best generation and the Unova music just makes me feel complete. This will heal all of my health problems. But as you know, we're going to be playing on the GameCube with the capture card booted up, and on the DS here, which does not have a capture card, which is why I have just a camera pointed at the DS, and it'll be much more difficult to see. Admittedly, it'll be much more difficult to see if we get a shiny on the DS, but that's okay. We got 3 boxes worth of Abra on the GameCube, 2 boxes worth of Abra on the DS. Let's see if we can get lucky. First reset of the day. I already hit the reset button, but just to keep y'all in the loop, we ended the last stream at 2,603, and we're starting this stream immediately with another reset of Abra, and that bumps us up to 2,740. The amount of Abra we can do in one reset, the amount of Abra that we are able to purchase from the game corner in one reset is just insane to me. It's crazy. But let's see if we get anything. First reset of the day would be crazy. I don't know if I would end the stream or keep streaming but just play a different game. I don't know. But I guess in order for us to even consider either of those options, we need to find a shiny. Let's see if we can get one. Nothing in box 1. Moving over to box 2. Alright. Different game 100%. I know. I mean, this is a rare stream where Cool is actually here. My brother Cool is actually watching and not just doing his monthly sub and then leaving the stream. My brother Cool FJB. Play the Spire 2 multiplayer. You know, of all the many, many games I own on Steam, I think I have over 100 games on Steam. No, other way around. Other way around. I have over 100 games on my Switch and over 300 games on Steam. And then probably another couple hundred on emulator. That is one of the few games I do not own. Anyways. Let's boot up the DS. See if we get any shinies here. Any shinies on the DS. I'm excited to be back shiny hunting because, and you know, I didn't realize this in the moment. I only realized this when I was looking back at my previous streams. But 7 of our last 9 live streams have been first-person shooter games. And to be fair, I was playing a lot of FPS games to practice for, and then eventually do the challenge stream that we did yesterday. For anyone who missed it, yesterday I did a challenge stream where I wanted to get a win in every competitive shooter game that I own on my computer. And it actually went really well. Like, it took us way, way less time than I thought. The only game I struggled with was Valorant, and I hate Valorant, so that's unsurprising. But in order to kind of practice for this stream and prepare myself, I was playing a lot of FPS games recently. Almost too much so. Like, I didn't realize 7 of my last 9 live streams were FPS streams. So we're probably gonna just cool it on the first-person shooter games for a little bit. Apologies. My bad that we've been playing so many FPS games. We're gonna take a chill on that and get back into games like Pokemon or Minecraft. What's up, Polar X? Wonderful to see ya. Holy gamer. Valorant stinks? Yeah, no, I am very anti-Valorant. I think of all the FPS games I have on my computer, it's the one I'm the worst at. And therefore, maybe I'm a little biased, but it's also the one I dislike the most. Like, I hate Valorant. And that was immediately proven true in my challenge stream yesterday, because I was struggling to get a win in Valorant. Like, we booted up Fortnite, I got a win in Fortnite first game. We booted up Overwatch, I got a win in Overwatch first game. But Valorant, it took me almost 3 hours to get a win. That's insane. That's so stupid. Like, over half of the stream yesterday, over half of the challenge, was just playing Valorant. I felt like I was stuck in purgatory. Mario Kart 7 confirmed? That's not a bad idea. I do need to play Mario Kart 7. Because, if you think about it, we kind of 100%, like, all of Mario Kart DS. We 100% all of Mario Kart 8, 8 Deluxe. If you count free roam, I didn't technically 100% Mario Kart World, but like, other than free roam, I 100% Mario Kart World. And I don't think I ever will, let's be honest, dude. The free roam is just too boring, and it's too annoying to 100%. 100% Mario Kart World, but at what cost? The cost of my sanity, brother. Truthfully. I don't think I have this playlist on shuffle. Give me 1 second, let me put this on shuffle. My bad. But the point I'm trying to get at is, of the last, like, 5 Mario Kart games that have come out, we 100% all of them on stream. Except Mario Kart 7. That's the only exception. I don't know why I kind of skipped over Mario Kart 7, but I really should go back and play Mario Kart 7 on stream, because every other Mario Kart game that's been released, I've either played on stream or I've 100% it on stream. Mario Kart 7 is the only one that I can think of that we haven't played yet. So we definitely need to do a Mario Kart 7 stream soon. Oh, I have not played Mario Kart Double Dash yet. Those are the only two that I haven't played. Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart Double Dash. But otherwise, I've either played every single Mario Kart or I've 100% most of them on stream. The most recent one that we 100% was Mario Kart DS. It was fun. My brother shipped out my 3DS and it got lost in the mail, ripped $400. So did he like buy one for you, or was he sending a DS that you already owned just to you? Like, was it one you had owned prior from like childhood and he was just mailing it to where you currently live now? I'm almost hoping it's not that answer. It's not the latter. Because if it was like a childhood 3DS, that would be heartbreaking. Mario Kart DS speak? I agree. Listen, I fully agree. I think Mario Kart DS is super underrated, and it's one of the best games in the series. The mission mode is amazing. Mario Kart 8 is my favorite. not everyone else's favorite, and I'm talking about the Wii U version, not the deluxe version. That is a hot take. I don't think it's bad necessarily. One thing I always struggle to, I guess, find favor with Mario Kart 8 specifically, like, back in the day, I used to speedrun Mario Kart games. And it started with Mario Kart 7. I speedran Mario Kart 7 back when I was in, like, high school. And at my prime, I only ever had one world record for, like, I think it was like a day, maybe 2 days. And then it got beat. And then I continued trying to speedrun when Mario Kart 8 got released on the Wii U. But one thing that always annoyed me about the Wii U version of that game is the snaking mechanic with the drift boost was so broken and, in my opinion, glitchy. I don't know what word you want to use. Technically, it's not a glitch. It is, you could argue, an intended mechanic. But I found it to be very broken and buggy, and it ruined speedrunning that game for me. So I never really liked 8 on the Wii U from a speedrunning kind of lens. I love 8 Deluxe though, because it fixed that bug. And it allowed me to kind of fall in love with speedrunning Mario Kart again. So much so that I got addicted to speedrunning Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and at my peak, I had 3 world records in that game. But almost all of those have been completely destroyed as time has, continued to move on and people have gotten better. And I have not, obviously. I've stopped speedrunning. It's been like 6 years since I've speedrun any video game, and it's probably been longer since I've speedrun a Mario Kart game. But yeah, I used to have 3 world records in 8 Deluxe, so I obviously am a little biased towards 8 Deluxe and against Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. Yeah, I wonder actually. Hold up, we're gonna take a pause. We're taking a quick pause. I'm gonna open up my speedrun.com account, and I want to see what those times would be today. Obviously, none of them are gonna be world records today. I'm just being nosy. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's actually not terrible. Okay, so some of these are trash now. Like terrible. Some of my records have fallen so far down the leaderboards. But if you go back and look at my account, one of my records is now like 40th on the leaderboards, which is bad. One of my records that used to be a world record is 23rd on the leaderboards. And one of them is 5th place still. So top 5 in the world, which is crazy. But yeah, I haven't speedran this game in forever. Like, some of these speedruns are 8 years old. Dude, it's so old. And obviously, in those 8 years, people have gotten way better, and my times have just plummeted down the leaderboards. But, I'm kind of proud of that. That one speedrun. That's crazy. So, like I said, at my peak, when I still was playing that game like every day, speedrunning it all the time, I had 3 world records. None of them are world records anymore. People have gotten way better at that game, and I've gotten probably worse. But one of my speedruns are still a top 5 time in the world, which is kind of cool. That's a humble brag. But that's kind of the main reason why I prefer 8 Deluxe. I think another reason I prefer 8 Deluxe over Mario Kart 8 is just the fact that you have like double the amount of tracks in that game, and you have more characters to choose from as well, and more carts to choose from. So the courses, the characters, the carts, I appreciate that customization. I love Mario Kart Deluxe. Mario Kart Deluxe is my favorite game in the series, but again, I'm very biased as a former Mario Kart 8 Deluxe speedrunner, so I can admit my bias. Went to visit and forgot to grab it, so he shipped it. Oh no. I'm assuming like your brother lives so far away that it wouldn't have been worth it just waiting to visit him again. Like, because I've had that happen before, where, and coincidentally, it happened with my 3DS. My old 3DS. I'm talking about my original model Generation 1 3DS, because I own a new 3DS XL, and then I own the original Generation 1 3DS. And one time when I was visiting my grandmother, who lives like 8 hours away from me on practically like the other side of the country, but not like horizontally. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like East Coast, West Coast. I'm talking like north versus south side of the country. I was visiting my grandmother who lives like on the other end of the country, and it was like an 8-hour drive, and I left my 3DS there. But I was kind of lucky in that we were visiting her for like, I think it was like Thanksgiving or something, and she was gonna come visit our place for Christmas. So I just had to wait like a month to get my 3DS back. But that is actually heartbreaking, Polar X. Yeah, that's very sad. I also wasn't too upset about it because it was my old 3DS and not my new one. And funnily enough, I actually don't even own that old 3DS anymore. I ended up giving it away to a friend as a Christmas present. One of my Twitch moderators, Melon Wizard, who's also an IRL friend, I gave him that 3DS for Christmas one year because I didn't have the money to give him like a real Christmas present. So I just figured, screw it. I have a 3DS XL and a 3DS. I'll give him the 3DS. I wonder if he still owns it. I'll have to ask him sometime. He's in the chat, or next time that we talk in person. I wonder if he still has my 3DS. You lucked out indeed. I only got to complete 2 games. We barely had any time together. That's heartbreaking. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. So sorry, brother. The thing is that with 8, I loved you only had 1 item. Felt like the stakes were real. With Deluxe, I can't stand the double item boxes. Completely ruins the game. Yeah, I do get that. It makes snowballing in first place and just kind of having, I guess, an unbreakable lead a really, really easy thing to accomplish. Like, I will constantly, when I play with friends, or even back in the day when I was speedrunning, be able to accomplish just a crazy, like, almost entire lap lead on people because of the double item boxes. Alright, anyways, we're back. We got another almost 5 boxes worth of abra to go through, so let's see if we get any shinies with... Sorry, I just, like, made up a word. That I just spoke a word that wasn't even English. What I was trying to say is, with this reset, we're going from 2740 up to 2877. So this will put us closer to 3000, one step closer. Any shinies on this reset? Let's see. One thing I hate about the GameCube controller, I love the GameCube controller actually. Like, I feel like when people bring up the conversation of retro controllers, you'll get like the boomers who just talk about how perfect like the SNES controller was, and then you'll get like Gen X people talking about, you know, how revolutionary the N64 controller was with its 3 handles, its 3 throbbing arms. And then you'll get your like new gens who talk about, you know, the Pro controller. And sure, I love the Pro controller, it's great. But no one talks about the GameCube controller. I love the GameCube controller. My one complaint with it though is this D-pad is one of the worst D-pads I've ever had the displeasure of touching in my life. It's so bad. It's like the worst D-pad of all time. I forgot that D-pad even existed. Well, I never use it for GameCube games. But then when I play Game Boy games on the GameCube, obviously I'm using the D-pad because, you know, Game Boy games were made for a D-pad. They were designed to use a D-pad. But this D-pad is just so god-awful. It's so bad, bro. It's just absolute dog trash. Otherwise, though, like, I love the GameCube controller, and I've really thought about investing into, like, an expensive third-party GameCube controller, like buying, like, a Hori or another company that makes, like, high-quality GameCube controllers. Because I have an original, like, this is just a plain Jane Nintendo GameCube controller, and it's great, but I don't know. That D-pad is trash. This thing, this reminds me of like, this is like if a D-pad was on fentanyl. This is like the Fentfold of D-pads. Makes me mad, bro. Anyways, no shinies on the GameCube. How about the DS? Let's see if we can get any shinies here. Hold on, I need to adjust this so I can see it a little bit better. But yeah, I think I would put the GameCube in like my top 3 controllers of all time, alongside the Switch 2 Pro controller. I would put Switch 2 Pro controller at number 1. And then I would put the PS5 DualSense, obviously, at 2. I think the PS5 DualSense, DualShock, like, Pro, I don't even know what they're, like, they have a high-end version of it, like a premium version of the PlayStation controller, and I forget what it's called, because I don't own a PlayStation. But sometimes when I'll visit my buddies, and I'm, like, over at their apartment, and they have a PlayStation, I think it's the Beaver. Wait, no, that's not right. Sorry, I realize that chat message is not related to what I'm talking about, but that's so funny. I thought that was what your answer was to whatever the premium PlayStation controller was called, and that made me laugh out loud. Like, the high-end, super expensive PlayStation controller is called the Beaver. No, but like my buddy owns a PS5, and he has super expensive controller for it. And that thing feels amazing. That controller feels beautiful. So like, I would probably put that controller at number 2 behind the Switch 2 Pro controller. at number 1. And then I would low-key put the GameCube controller at 3rd place. I love the GameCube controller. I might get some hate for saying this, but I actually don't like the N64 controller. Alright, some of the boomers, some of the Gen X in the chat might get mad at me. But like, N64 controller just confuses me. Xbox controller sucks ass. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you there. Not gonna lie, I love Nintendo's D-pads, but after using the D-pad on the PS4, I realized the ones on Nintendo kind of suck. Yeah, I feel the same way after using my buddy's PS5 controller. Now, like, there are some Nintendo D-pads that I really like. Like, do I think they're better than the PS5 controller? No. No. Do I think, like, I'll give you an example. I hate the GameCube D-pad. I also think the D-pad on, like, a Switch Lite is trash. I don't have one in arm's reach right now, but the Game Boy Advance D-pad is also pretty bad. But the D-pad on this DS feels very good, very smooth. I like this D-pad. Is it better than a PlayStation controller? No. No. How's the Switch 2 D-pad? Okay, it's a little dusty. Give me one sec. Let me wipe it off with my shirt. I haven't used my Switch 2 in a hot minute because I've just been playing Pokemon on the DS, and I've been playing first-person shooter games on my PC. I haven't done a Switch 2 live stream in what feels like a month or two. But my D-pad on this is good. It actually is good. But you know what's silly? I low-key prefer this one because it has a shorter travel distance. Like, the quality of the clicks on the DS are obviously worse because it's older and they have decayed over time. But it has a much shorter travel distance. This one has a longer travel distance, which is kind of annoying if you're trying to get, like, quick reaction times, quick button inputs. But it's good. It's not better than the PlayStation controller, but I think what does make this controller better than the PlayStation, and the reason I like this controller more, is the joysticks are so buttery smooth. And whatever coating they use on this controller is the perfect level between being too rubbery, where your hands like stick to it and it feels like uncomfortable and sticky to hold. It's not on that end of the extreme, but it's also not on the other end of the extreme, where the controller's too, like, glossy metal smooth, where your hands are like sliding off of it and you can't hold it comfortably. I'm fully convinced the Switch 2 Pro controller is the perfect substance. It's made out of whatever rubberized plastic that is the perfect level of coating and rubber, so your hands can stick but don't get stuck. And conversely, so your hands can slide but don't slide off. Like, to give you a comparison, like, gaming mice. One of my biggest complaints about gaming mice is, like, I love the Razer Death Adder, but it's a little sticky. It's a little sticky. Now, I would prefer stickiness over the opposite end of the extreme. The Logitech G Pro X is super slidey. Your hand will just pop right off. So I had to use grip tape on this mouse to prevent that from happening. You kinda can see the grip tape. It's a little difficult to see the grip tape because it's the same color, but I had to use grip tape on this mouse because it's so slippery. That's annoying. My hand should not be slipping off a mouse when I'm gaming. But, like, again, those are kind of your two ends of the extreme. And sorry if I'm, repeating myself. Sorry if I'm being a little redundant, but, like, you get, like, slippery mice, and you'll get those grippy mice, that good grip. But this is almost, like, too sticky. The reason I love the Pro Controller, and I think it's the best controller out there, is because it is the perfect coating. I've never felt more comfortable holding a controller, a gaming mouse, anything. It's perfect. It's crazy. Like it it's like this it's like the gaming equivalent of when you go outside as a kid. You're going to go play outside. Maybe go ride bikes, go down to like the the river with your friends and catch crawfish. And you know when you go outside and you feel nothing? It's not hot, it's not cold. The temperature just feels like nothing. It feels perfect. It feels like the same exact temperature as your internal body temperature. It's just a perfect neutral. That is the equivalent of what this controller feels like to hold. It is a perfect neutral. Um, yeah, no, it's great. And the buttons are also really good. And I've so many other things that I could talk about as to why I love this controller, but we should probably continue shiny hunting. I've been ranting for like 5 minutes and not playing the game for the last 5 minutes. I've also missed a ton of chat messages. I'm so sorry. What's up, Abby? Oh, nice. I honestly forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. Uh. Is that the first time we've ever had to replace the battery in your key fob? Yeah, that's weird. I've never had one of those die before. Yeah. I gotta keep nicknaming these abra. Okay, thanks. Wife is here, no more bi-curious talk, I know. Death Adder 3 is doo-doo low-key? What do you mean? Wait. I disagree with that. Hold up. I know I said I was going to catch up on chat messages and then immediately got distracted again. I think this is like the best ergonomic shape for a mouse. I'm a big ergo fan though. So like, obviously I own the Superlight and I like the Superlight, but I'm not using it in my day-to-day because it's an ambi mouse and it's more of a claw grip mouse. I don't use the Superlight because it's not an ergo mouse. As far as ergonomic mouse are concerned, like I would put the Razer Death Adder V3 up there in like S tier alongside a couple other products that I've had in the past. For example, I used to own the Zoe EC2A, but it broke. Specifically the scroll wheel broke. I loved that mouse as well. That's like a top tier ergo for me. And I have a couple other ergos that I just don't like as much. Like I have a Ponage ergo mouse. Ponage is not for me. Their ergo, it's just cheap. That's the nicest way I can put it. It feels cheap. I love the Death Adder 3. Especially because I am lazy. Okay, that's the nicest way I can put it. I'm very, very lazy. So I kind of prefer wired mice over wireless mice because whenever I would use wireless mice in the past, like, say, the Logitech G Pro X, I would constantly find myself in the middle of a game and my mouse would die on me. And again, that's my fault. You know, I'm lazy. I forget to charge my mouse. That's on me. But to prevent that from continuing and to stop that from happening more and more, I just decided to switch back to wired mice. And the thing I love about the Death Adder V3 is it is a wired mouse that gets up to 8K polling rate. Now, do you need 8K polling rate? No. Like, you never really need 8K polling rate unless you're a professional, like, esports gamer. Hell, you could make the argument you don't even need 4K polling rate. Like, 1K polling rate is usually more than enough for most casual gamers. But just having the option for 8K polling rate in a wired mouse is crazy, and I love it. But I also like I said, I love the shape of it. I really like the shape of it. I think the only ergo shape I've ever felt that I like more is the Zoe EC2A. And I know some people are going to give me shit for pronouncing it Zoe. I know other people pronounce it Zowie. I think that just sounds cringe. That sounds like you're a cartoon character, like Bugs Bunny just got a 2-ton weight dropped on his foot and he is saying Zouch. Like, he just had an Acme piano dropped on his foot. Youch! No, I say Zoe. I pronounce that company's name Zoe. I don't care. No, I love the EC2A. I think that's the only shape I've ever liked more. And I'm a big ergo fan. I think ergos are my favorite shape. I've also tried some egg-shaped mice. I have one on my desk right now. It's a little dusty. Please don't judge me because I haven't used it in months. But I have the Razer Naga Trinity. I don't like egg-shaped mice. It just looks a little fat and chunky. And you know, that's how they described me in high school, so maybe I'm being judgmental. Maybe I'm being unfair. But, like, as a mouse, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. I like thick thighs in a woman. I don't like thick thighs in a gaming mouse. Same thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for me. So I've tried a lot of different, you know, mice shapes out there, you know. I've owned a lot of different gaming mice, and of all the different mice that I've owned, I've just kind of, I don't know. I've always leaned towards ergos. I've always had a preference towards ergos. The same way I've always had a preference towards women with beautiful elephant-sized thighs. And you know, that's actually all we need to say about that. I probably should stop speaking before my wife, like, runs in here with, like, a frying pan in her head. She smacks me across the head with an Acme branded frying pan, and I get, like, one of those cartoonish shaped, like, bumps that grow out of my head with a little red, you know, bruise at the top. You can see, like, ducklings flying around my head. Stars start flashing out of my eyes. Just truly cartoon shit. Anyways, I said I was gonna catch up on the chat, and then we got distracted by another. We got distracted by another gaming mouse topic. My bad. We need a future controller tier list. I should do a controller tier list, high-key, because I own every Nintendo controller right now, except for the Wii U. Because I've never personally owned a Wii U. My family owned a Wii U. Therefore, I'd have to, like, go back to my family's place and steal the Wii U controller for a tier list. But otherwise, I own every Nintendo console and I own every Nintendo controller. But I could go maybe steal a Wii U controller. That giant gaming pad. You know, there's a joke to be made about the Wii U gaming pad being used as like an actual pad for like a girl on her period. But honestly, I feel like there's a better joke to be made about the Wii U gaming pad just being used as a fucking like chastity belt. And you know, it kind of was a chastity belt. Like, if you owned a Wii U in high school, you weren't getting any play. Do you think I was getting pussy in high school, going home every day and speedrunning Mario Kart, playing Minecraft with my buddies? No. I think people thought I was probably fucking my Minecraft buddies. My peers in high school probably thought that I was fucking other men who I played Minecraft with. Meanwhile, I was trying to convince them that my Minecraft girlfriend was real and totally not a 40-year-old man. Yeah, there's a reason I didn't have sex until I got to college. The Wii U was definitely a virtual chastity belt. If it's sticky, that has more to do with your computer watching habits than anything else. Yeah, you know, I'm a very neat freak type of person. And it grosses me out. I know you're being sarcastic, Hollow Man, but it grosses me out when I watch other, like, tech YouTube channels or, like, gaming YouTube channels, and they talk about, like, gaming mice the same way you talk about a fucking, like, cast iron pan. Like, they'll talk about a gaming mouse where, like, if you just play with it enough and you season it, it'll get a nice grip to it. And to me, that is so gross, bro. Like, what do you mean? We're seasoning our gaming mice the same way we're seasoning a cast iron pan. Like, if you just play with this gaming mouse enough, the natural grease in your hand and the stickiness from the Cheeto dust will give the mouse a good grip to it. And then it won't slide off of your palm anymore. That's fucking disgusting. Like, some tech reviewers talk about it like it's normal. And obviously I'm over-exaggerating a little bit talking about the Cheeto dust, but, like, I'm not exaggerating when I talk about it like seasoning. Like, I've heard genuine tech reviewers and gaming channels discuss gaming mice like a cast iron pan. Like, well, if you just use it enough and get enough grease on it, then it won't slide off anymore, and your hand will stick to the mouse better. Ugh, that's gross. No, why are we doing that? What the fuck, dog? How to be grippy, I guess you're right, Polar X. The fuck? See, but I'm just naturally, like, an easily, I don't know, grossed out person. That's the reason I don't use cast iron pans, because the concept of, like, seasoning a cast iron pan is also super fucking gross to me. Like, I don't know. Same with, like, using a grill. Like, a lot of people who grill meat never clean their grill because they want their grill to be seasoned. And to me, that's fucking gross. Like, what? Now, like, I'm obviously not a perfect clean freak, but when it comes to, like, food specifically, I'm very much so a clean freak. Like, there are certain things I'll make exceptions for. Like, for example, the gaming mouse that's sitting on my desk right now that I haven't touched in months is dusty. I could probably wipe that dust off, but, like, it's not bothering me. And it's not like I'm taking that mouse and licking my tongue across of it. Like, I'm not picking up the mouse and licking it. No. But like, I don't know. Especially when it comes to food, bro. I'm such a fucking, I don't know, clean freak when it comes to food, to almost like germophobic levels. And that's why I don't use cast iron pans for anything that I cook. Because it grosses me out. Believe it or not, 90% of pros play in 1K polling rate. Yeah, I also play in 1K polling rate for most games. Like, I have a wired mouse that can go up to 8K, but unless I'm playing like a shooter game, unless I'm playing a competitive game, I almost never use the 8K polling rate on that mouse. I almost always have it set to 1K because it's just not necessary. And sometimes it'll cause me issues. Like, if I'm trying to play, like, a retro game at 8K polling rate, I'm probably gonna break the game. Three-second rule, yeah. I actually make sure that I lick all of my gaming mice. Sorry, I keep mixing up the words mice and mouse. I don't know why. You know, I'm just a little out of it today, guys. Apologies. No, like, I make sure to lick all of my gaming mice before every stream, just to make sure that they're fully clean. I want to make sure that they are spotless. Not a single ounce of dust or Cheeto crumbs on them. The Cheeto crumbs actually taste better if I lick them off the gaming mice than if I'm licking them off of my fingers. Okay, I gotta go back. I wasn't looking at the last couple abra. Alright. Do you guys think the Cheeto dust tastes better if you lick it off your own fingers or your homie's fingers? What do we think, chat? Alright, no shiny abra on that box. Kinda like the Ed Sheeran song. God damn it. You know, I'll be honest, sometimes I forget to even check the TikTok chat because it's so dead. I haven't looked at the TikTok chat in like half an hour. And I got worried for a second that like I was ignoring someone in the TikTok chat. Nope. No one has even typed in the TikTok chat all night. I will say though, I've been trying to stream on TikTok again, and I haven't been banned yet, which is a surprising turn of events. Very, very surprising. I don't know if I'm going to continue making content on TikTok, but we'll see. You're probably shadow banned. Make a new account, you'll probably gain more traction. You know, I don't want to go full conspiracy theorist and say that I'm shadow banned, but I'm also not going to disagree with you because I've been banned 4 times on TikTok for cursing while on live stream, or one of the times they banned me, they said I was using aggressive language, and it was because I was playing Counter-Strike, a first-person shooter game, and I was talking about killing people in a first-person shooter game. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if my account has been shadow banned, but also, like, I don't have the energy to make a whole new account. Especially because, like, you gotta get to, like, it's so much work to start from scratch. And I don't care enough about TikTok. This sounds terrible. If anyone's listening on TikTok, love ya. I appreciate the support. But like, I don't care enough about TikTok to start over just to maybe have more success. And it's not even a guarantee that I'll have more success, you know? Like, I care way more about Twitch and YouTube streaming as well than I do about TikTok streaming. And if I do make a new account, then I have to get that new account up to 1,000 followers again, just to unlock the ability to stream, which is so much work. It took me so much time just to get to 1,000 followers in the first place. I don't even have 1,000 followers on Twitch. You should stream on Kick as well. I feel morally wrong streaming on Kick. Like, I'll joke all day about licking Cheeto dust off my homie's fingers, or donating all of my subscription money to Israel, which, thank you, by the way, to all of my tier 1 subs this month. Netanyahu appreciates it. But those are jokes. You know, those are jokes. What I can't joke about, at least, like, morally, I can't get past, is how shady of a company Kick is, and how much of their funding is backed by, like, gambling. And sure, you can make the argument, like, okay, Twitch is backed by Amazon. Amazon's super shady. And, like, YouTube is backed by probably, like, the fucking Illuminati. But there's so much terrible shit that goes on Kick as well. It's almost like a reputation thing. It's a little bit of everything. Like, there is not one majority reason. There's not one definitive reason as to why I don't want to go to Kick. It's a lot of little things. It's the gambling. And, like, I know a lot of people in my direct life, like, immediate people related to me, who have had their lives, like, ruined by gambling. So, like, I don't really want to be on a platform that really, really sells that as one of their key marketing pieces. It's also, like, the breeding ground for some of the most, like, deplorable content right now. Like, if you go over to Kick, you'll get people, like, exploiting, like, OnlyFans girls for content. And you'll get, like, even, like, again, it's a lot of little things. Like, even less deplorable shit. Like, back in February during the Super Bowl, you couldn't find a single person on Twitch streaming the Super Bowl for more than, like, 5 minutes, because Twitch has a moderation team that has systems in place that will automatically find that content, flag that content, and ban that content. There were multiple people, like, streaming the Super Bowl on Kick. And to me, that's just a little bit of a slippery slope. Like, do I care that the NFL lost a little bit of money because a Kick streamer was live streaming Super Bowl? No. But I do care about copyright. And I do care that, like, I don't want people to just steal content. Like, stolen content is such a big issue nowadays on a lot of platforms. Like, half of the content on TikTok nowadays is just people reposting other people's shit. It's just people stealing people's shit. And that's another concern I have with Kick, is, like, they don't crack down enough on, like, stolen content. It's just, like, it's a lot of reasons. I could go on a very long-winded discussion about my concerns. But it's for me, I just, like, again, I don't want to contribute to it. I feel like I would be complicit in a lot of the problems and a lot of the ethical concerns I have. And yeah, I don't know. Like, they got motherfuckers over there on Kick running people over with their cars. And they're not getting banned. Like, that's crazy. But I guess he does look smacks pretty much everyone, so if you can outmog someone, I guess you are legally allowed to run them over with your car. Those are the rules, guys. I know a lot of the things you say are bits, but sometimes I don't know with you. What do you mean? You don't know what I say is real and what I say is a joke? You can't tell when I'm joking and when I'm telling the truth? I mean, I did truthfully donate all of the money you've given me through your subscription to Netanyahu's OnlyFans. So, take that information for what you will. But, most of the things I say are jokes. Also, I read chat messages out of order, but sometimes that makes it almost funnier, because I only just now read the message, my gamer grease won't be outmatched. Which is so fucking funny. I'm gonna mog my finger somewhere. Jesus Christ. I refuse to use YouTube. People will do death threats and attack your mental capabilities. Yeah, the report system on YouTube's pretty bad. I've had a lot of my live streams on YouTube reported for copyright. Just recently, I had one of my live streams on YouTube reported for copyrighted music, and someone wanted to steal the money from it, which is crazy, by the way, because, like, my YouTube live streams get no views. Like, compared to my YouTube videos, or even my YouTube shorts, my YouTube live streams get the least amount of views of those 3 categories that I just described. And some random ass dude tried to copyright one of my live streams, saying that I used his music in the live stream. Fun fact, the music he was claiming that he owned was from Final Fantasy IX. Like, my brother in Christ, I'm pretty sure you're not from Square Enix, the company. Like, I'm 90% sure. Like, what's the dude's name who makes the music for Final Fantasy? Why can okay. This is what I hate about, oh my god. I hate trying to just Google something nowadays because you don't get the answer anymore. I typed in Final Fantasy music producer, and the AI answer was so fucking shit that I had to reword my search. Dude, I feel like back in the day, if you Googled something, for example, Final Fantasy music producer, the top result on Google would just be bro's name. It literally would just be the dude's name. But nowadays, if I Google this, the AI answer is going to be like, the Final Fantasy music is produced in-house in Tokyo, Japan, and they make it with this music engine. I don't give a fuck. I want to know the man's name. Anyways, the music for Final Fantasy is made by Nobuo Uematsu. And I probably butchered that because I'm not Japanese, but like it's made by Nobuo Uematsu. And he's not the one copyright striking my live stream. Obviously not, because you never get copyright striked for Final Fantasy music on YouTube. That's why people make Final Fantasy gaming videos. and people use Final Fantasy music in the background of like commentary videos because you never get copyright strike for Final Fantasy content. But some dumbass out there is like pretending that he owns Final Fantasy music and is trying to copyright strike my live stream and take the money for it. Now, I don't really care because, again, I'm not making much money off of YouTube right now. But what does annoy me is, like, if I did care, or if I was making a lot of money and I wanted to get that money back, if I wanted to reclaim my finances, the way the YouTube system works is I'm not innocent until proven guilty. I'm guilty until proven innocent, and I need to prove to YouTube that I'm not stealing this man's music. Which is insane. Like, YouTube is $1 billion corporation. And yet they don't have a system in place. They don't have like an automated checks and balances that can double check whether or not the music that this random dude is copyright striking my live stream for is in fact owned by him. Because in my opinion, and maybe I'm, not tech savvy enough to know this, maybe I'm speaking out of my ass, but in my opinion, it should be pretty fucking easy. It should be pretty fucky wucky. No, it should be pretty fucking easy to go double check on YouTube's behalf. Okay, this dude is copyright striking a live stream, saying that he owns the music. Let's go double check what that music is. And in 2 seconds, you should be able to figure out, oh, it's music from Final Fantasy IX, produced by Nobuo Uematsu. Is he Nobuo Uematsu? No. Cancel the copyright strike. But YouTube doesn't do that. YouTube doesn't do that. Instead, the copyright strike is just given permission to be put in place automatically. Like, you can put any copyright strike out there, no matter what it is, and 99% of the time, YouTube will allow it. And me, as the content creator, I have to fight for my innocence. That's fucking insanely stupid. That's so stupid. And I don't understand how YouTube has continued to operate this way for years, because this isn't a new thing. This is not a new thing. This is how YouTube has been for like a decade. And it's so fucking annoying. Like, I'm not going to fight this copyright claim because I'm probably making pennies off of that live stream. Like, that live stream has 20 views. But, like, yeah, that's the other thing. That's a great point, Hollow Man. You beat me to it. If you want to fight the copyright, you have to provide your legal information, including your name, address, and all that shit, to random strangers. That's fucking insane. Like, why am I getting into legal battles with random strangers? Because some random dude is claiming that he owns the music from Final Fantasy IX. When YouTube, $1 billion company, should be able to figure out he does not own the music from Final Fantasy IX. Like, I feel like I'm living in a clown world. I feel like I'm going insane. Like, what is happening? I'm actually living in the fucking Twilight Zone. And I do agree with you. I think, like, YouTube it's got a lot of problems. And I have my issues with streaming over there as well. Like, of the 3 places I'm currently streaming to, live, right now, Twitch is the one that I like and prefer the most. Twitch is my, like, home base. TikTok, I don't really care either way. I'm probably shadow banned, as Polarex said, because I curse too much, and the Chinese government doesn't like that. But I will say, even though I prefer Twitch the most, YouTube does have one benefit that I like a lot about live streaming, and it's their reward system. I think Twitch is best for the streamer, that being me, and for the normal casual viewer. I think Twitch has the best experience for like the free viewer. But if you're a Twitch subscriber versus a YouTube member, I think the YouTube membership program is way better and offers way more rewards than the Twitch subscription program. That is the one thing that YouTube is doing really well right now, and I like a lot. I think YouTube memberships are way better than Twitch subscriptions. So that's why, like, I'll probably never stop streaming on YouTube. Like, if I keep getting banned on TikTok, then I'll probably quit TikTok one day in the future, you know? I won't be heartbroken about it if I keep getting banned, you know? That's TikTok's choice. But I don't think I'll ever quit YouTube, because even though I prefer Twitch more as the streamer myself, YouTube is better for like the paying viewers, for the viewers that are actively subscribing and, you know, donating their money. Anyways, we got another reset going on here. Did I ever reset after the last set of shinies? Let me double check. You know what? I didn't. That's crazy. Okay. So we're technically at 3,000. And this reset will put us up to 3,150. Just about. I'm glad I went back and double checked that on my stream. Anyways, yeah. But no, I've thought about streaming other places. Here, let me check the shinies while I talk. I've thought about streaming other places like Kick. I can't ethically, morally do it. I've thought about streaming on Instagram now that I have over 1,000 followers on Instagram. But Instagram is stupid. They're just moronic. Actual brain dead platform. Because you can only stream in vertical on Instagram. You can't stream your content in a horizontal fashion. And I think vertical live streams look like shit. So I don't want to stream on Instagram because I only want to stream my content in a horizontal 16:9 ratio. So I'm probably not going to stream on Instagram. I've thought about Facebook, but Facebook is kind of just like filled with really like cringy content, a lot of AI content, and it's also flooded with boomers. I don't think boomers would like me talking about, you know, my love for Gwen from Total Drama Island, or how I want to like shove my face into a pair of thick thighs. I don't think boomers would like that. So yeah, Facebook probably wouldn't be best for me. And I've gotten emails from Twitter, or sorry, X, the everything app. I've gotten emails from them asking me to stream on their platform, which is crazy because it shows how desperate they are. But also, who the fuck live streams on X, the everything app? I don't even know where to find a live stream on Twitter. Like, I'll scroll on Twitter for hours, and never once will I ever see a live stream. And I don't even think they have a category on their homepage or like in their menu for live streams. Like, they don't have a section for live streams. So where would you find them? Like, that to me seems pointless. So yeah, there's a couple other platforms I've considered live streaming on, but all of those platforms kind of have deal breakers for me that have basically been a roadblock stopping me from streaming on those platforms. And as of right now, I'm pretty comfortable with just Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. And even TikTok, I could ditch TikTok if they keep banning me, because it's kind of annoying that TikTok has banned me 4 times in the past for cursing or using the word kill when I play a shooter game. So like, who gives a fuck about TikTok? But YouTube and Twitch, I'll probably keep streaming on until the day I die. Anyways, no shinies on the GameCube. Let's see if we get any shinies on the DS. You know what's crazy? We've only been live for like an hour and 15 minutes. If you don't count the 10 minutes of intro music at the start of the stream. It feels like we've been live so much longer than that. But I think that's a testament to how good the conversation's been tonight. The chat has been fucking hilarious tonight, so maybe that's why it feels like the stream's been longer than an hour. I don't think we got any shinies on the DS, brothers. That is a no. That is a no. Unlucky. Alright, let's reset. That reminds me of a while ago, I searched something about sugar from Survivor Gabon. And the AI started telling me about Sugar and Michaela play together in Game Changers. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so annoying how, like, I'll try to Google the most basic question, and the top result, or the AI result, will give me some dumbass either non-answer or just the wrong answer. I miss the old, like, Google, where if you just Googled something, the top result was the answer. Because, like, nowadays, if I Google a question, I have to, like, start hunting through articles or hunting through Reddit to actually find the answer I'm looking for. And that's annoying, because I'm lazy. I don't want to do work to find an answer. Like, what are we doing here? If it helps, Family Guy stole a video game video from YouTube. Played it in one of their episodes. And after it aired, the network copyright struck. Wait. They... Really? I mean, that doesn't surprise me that Fox would do something that dumb. But what the fuck? Family Guy game was peak, though. So what was this video about? I'm so intrigued about this. What the heck? We got some good music in the background, by the way. I'm like... I feel like I'm at a rave. I feel like I'm at a rave, or I'm at the end of the world. I feel like I'm at a rave at the end of the world. We're vibing right now, brothers. The one thing I have to keep reminding myself, though, and this is going to be such a bummer, so once we finally find the shiny on either of these systems, we're going to have to grind so much money to get all of our coins back. Because right now, we're just resetting. You know, if we don't get the shiny, we just reset back to our last save. And our last save was when we had 9,999 coins. But once we get the shiny, we're going to have to save our game with the shiny on it. And that shiny is going to be on a save file with 0 coins. And in order to purchase 9,999 coins again, it's going to cost us so much money in game. It's actually going to be a slog, like a fucking insane grind. I'm not looking forward to doing that off camera. And I'm definitely doing that off camera. I'm not going to make y'all watch that. That would be the most boring grind to ever be live streamed on twitch.tv. That would suck. I've never heard of that Hollow Man. See, now you got me curious. I want to know, like, what game it was. This is almost entirely unrelated, but I've been thinking about doing another Chat Picks the Game live stream. Last time we did that, and we've only done it one time before, I had the chat pick between 10 retro games, like old classic games. You saying that in the chat reminded me of this. However, the reason I only did it once, and then I've never done another Chat Picks the Game stream, is because my chat is pretty small, and the last time we did it, only one person showed up for that stream. So it wasn't really a Chat Picks the Game stream. It was a Hollow Man Picks the Game stream. Hollow Man decided that we were going to play Dr. Mario 64. Polar X Picks the Game. Yeah. But I do want to try again. Especially since the last time we did it was like, I don't know, was that back in like September, October of 2025? And since then, we have grown a little bit. We have more viewers nowadays. So maybe it would be more than just one person in the chat. We'll see. But I think the fun thing about it is, like, I have a ton of retro games that I want to play. And there's also a ton of retro games that I could play and have never played before. I'm just very lazy, and I almost need like an incentive to play those games. And one incentive, like one way to kind of convince me to finally play some old classics would be a Chat Picks the Game stream. Like, the last one convinced me to play freaking Mario 64. Dr. Mario 64, sorry. Like, I would have probably never played Dr. Mario 64 if the chat didn't tell me to. If I mog, will that sway the laziness? It'll convince me, yeah. God damn it. Not mean to nickname this Abra. Yeah, I think I still have the Google Doc that I made of some of the options, so I'll have to reopen that and maybe edit it with some new choices. I had to look it up. They used footage from the NES game Double Dribble. What game is that? I don't think I've ever heard of Double Dribble. What the heck is Double Dribble? And, like, I consider myself a pretty seasoned retro gamer. Seasoned like a cast iron skillet. But I've never heard of Double Dribble. What the fuck is this song? Alright, we are skipping this. I did not need a man moaning in my ear right now. That was not the time. It's an old school basketball game. Huh. I don't think I've ever played that. I don't think I've ever heard of that. And I've played a lot of retro games. How old are you, Mr. Wolf? I'm 27. So, like, when I grew up, I was playing, like, a lot of Game Boy Advance games. That's what was, like, my childhood, if that makes sense. Game Boy Advance was my childhood, but I had a dad who was a retro gamer, you want to call it that. So I had like an NES, SNES, N64 in my household. So, like, even though the N64 or the SNES were before my time, you know, those consoles were way older than me, I still played a lot of retro games because my dad owned them. See, the problem with the music we're listening to right now, the problem with this playlist is it's every song from Pokemon Black and White 2, and some of the songs in Black and White 2 are literal just ambiance like this. So we're skipping this song as well. There we go, now we got some fire. I was in a similar situation where my dad was a retro gamer. I got put on to many titles. Yeah, there's still some old games that I love. Like, I'll give you all a little sneak peek for something that I'm working on, a video I'm working on right now for Twitch subs and YouTube members. Which, by the way, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe you guys can give me your opinions in the chat. I've kind of stopped making YouTube videos because they weren't getting like any views. At least they were getting very, very low view counts compared to like YouTube shorts. So, for example, I can make a YouTube short in like 2 minutes and it'll get over 1,000 views. But I'll spend hours making a very high production, well edited YouTube video where, let's say I take, and I've done this before, this isn't an exaggeration, I'll take 30 hours of live stream content and edit it down to like 10 minutes. That video will get less than 100 views. So it doesn't really incentivize me to make YouTube videos anymore when I can just make a short and get 10x the views. But what I'm still doing is I'll make a video and I'll just release it for Twitch subs and YouTube members only. The way you game, I would say it's harder. Yeah, you're 100% right. And I agree with you. It's super difficult for the YouTube algorithm to be nice to me because I play more than one game. And I admit that. Like, the YouTube algorithm wants you to just play one game. Like, you're just a Minecraft channel, or you're just a Fortnite channel, or you're just a Roblox channel. And I am not that. So you have a point there. But because my videos weren't getting many views, nowadays I still make videos, but I just make them for Twitch subs and YouTube members. And they are private and only available for Twitch subs and YouTube members. And I don't know if that's the solution. I don't know if that's the appropriate and correct solution, but I've been having fun doing it, so yeah. I'm working on a video right now, actually, coincidentally, for Twitch subs and YouTube members, and it's my top 100 games that I've ever played. And a lot of games in my top 100, I'm realizing, are old, like retro games that aren't actually good. I just have very happy, like, fond memories associated with those games. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with ranking a game like high up on your list just because you have happy memories associated with it. I'll give you all an example from the SNES. A game that's currently in my top 100 from the SNES is Super Dodgeball. That game is kind of trash. And like, it only really has 20 minutes of original content. And then after that, like, you're just replaying the same content over and over again. But I love Super Dodgeball. Like, I think it is one of the best games of my childhood. And therefore, it's on my top 100. I love Super Dodgeball. But I can also admit, it's not a good game. But, I don't know, man. I think, like, having those, like, happy childhood memories associated with Super Dodgeball makes me rank it above other games that are better. And it has me put it on my top 100 when it probably should not be on my top 100. But that's a video that'll be coming out in the next couple weeks, it may be longer. Depends how long it takes me to edit it for Twitch subs and YouTube members. I once decided to speedrun Dr. Mario for SNES. Before that, I always did NES version. When I uploaded my speedrun for NES, or SNES version, it got over 200 views. I was quite surprised. Yeah, I don't know. I think, like I said, I mean, listen, not only are platforms always evolving, and the algorithms for those platforms, like YouTube, are always evolving, but so are viewers. And, like, the type of content that used to work back in the day isn't gonna work nowadays. Like, back in the day, one of my most popular YouTube series was a Let's Play of a mobile game. And playing through the entire mobile game took me like 20 15-minute episodes. Like, I split it up into 10 to 15-minute videos, and therefore it took me like 20 episodes to beat the entire game. That's something that would never get views nowadays. No one would watch that. But like 10 years ago, that was my most popular series on YouTube. And it got me a stupid amount of views. Like, and I mean that. Like, it was stupid. The content sucked. It should not have gotten views. But that's kind of what gaming content was like a decade ago. People would make Let's Play series that were like long episodes split up across like 50 episode long series. Like, it's insane, but it worked. And nowadays, like, that doesn't work. And I think I've just struggled to evolve with the times. Like, at least my long form content. Like, I've struggled to find a long form content that gets views. Like, my shorts get views, cool, but whenever I upload a long form video in the last couple years, it doesn't. So I've just kind of stopped, and now my long form content is almost like a bonus reward for being a Twitch sub or a YouTube member. And you know, I don't hate that. I can be so honest. I don't hate that. Alright. Let's see if we get any shinies. No shinies on the GameCube this reset. Let's see if we get any shinies on the DS. But I mean, I've been doing this shit for over 10 years now, so like, obviously, across that decade of time, things are gonna change and evolve to a insane degree. Like, things have changed so much that YouTube itself looks completely different nowadays. And most of the YouTubers that like I used to watch just 10 years ago don't even exist nowadays. So I think I try to, you know, have an optimistic mentality about it sometimes. I try to be like glass half full and just be happy about the fact that I'm still doing this as a fun hobby and I haven't quit yet. You know? Donkey Kong King of Swing is in my top 100. I don't think I'd put that in my top 100, but I do love that game. That is a throwback, brother. I had that game as an app on my DS. Like, I bought it off the DS eShop. That's so funny. When I was a kid fishing for my 100 games to put on my RD card, that was one of them. It's crazy. You know what's funny? I also had one of those. I had the R4 card specifically. I don't know where it is now. I don't know where it went. I lost it at some point in my life because I don't have it anymore. It's so sad. Anyways, that's another reset down. We are up to 3,288 abra. No shinies yet. All good. I think we'll do a couple more resets, and then I'm gonna probably end the stream next like 10-20 minutes, just because my wife has finished cooking dinner and I'm hungry. I want some tacos. It's taco night, boys. But yeah, that's so funny. Can I get some? You're always welcome, brother. Brother Brandon, you can come over anytime. Especially if she's not here, you're invited. It's ranking tacos. I have no problem people ranking games higher than they should be, as long as they recognize their faults. Like, I have more respect for someone that ranks Breath of the Wild high if they recognize the faults as opposed to ranking it high and saying it's the best game ever. No, yeah, 100%. Like, one of my favorite games of all time, I'd probably have it ranked at number 2 right now, because I'm a Pokemon whore, is Soul Silver and Heart Gold. I have that game at 2nd place. But I also recognize, like, the scaling system, the leveling system in that game is terrible. But I don't mind that because I like grinding. I like grinding in video games. Call me a masochist, call me a weirdo. Like, I really enjoy grinding XP in games. So I don't mind the bad, like, level scaling. I usually will do it off stream because I don't want to, you know, make boring content for you guys. But, like, normally I'll grind off stream. Same with, like, you know, I enjoy grinding XP off stream. I enjoy grinding, like, my wife off stream. That's stuff that I try to keep off camera. But, yeah, like, I can admit the flaws in that game while also fully admitting it is my 2nd favorite game of all time. The only game I have above Heart Gold and Soul Silver is Black and White 2. The music we're currently listening to right now. I love Black and White 2. I never got to experience Pokemon games too much as a kid. I'm so bummed out to hear that. But everything else Nintendo related. Well, that's at least good, because I think Nintendo is like the perfect video game franchise or producer for, like, your childhood. Like, I think I had a better childhood because I was playing Mario and Donkey Kong and Zelda and specifically Pokemon, instead of growing up in, like, a COD lobby where everyone was telling me they were fucking my mom. I think that would have resulted in arguably a worse childhood. I mean, we can discuss that in the chat, but I think I had a better childhood playing Pokemon. And The Legend of Zelda. But yeah. I agree. Imagine saying my favorite game is Black Ops 7. I mean, and listen, I also, like, have my biases as well, because I never grew up with an Xbox, and I only had one PlayStation console in my household as a kid, and that's the PS2. So my knowledge of, like, PlayStation games are very limited, because I've only played PlayStation 2 games and PS1 games on the PlayStation 2. And then outside of that, like, I've played some other PlayStation games when I visit my friends' places. Like, when I go over to my buddy's apartment and plays PlayStation 5. But otherwise, like, I have little to no knowledge of Xbox or PlayStation exclusives. I absolutely love the PS exclusive Dark Cloud. I'll be honest, I've never heard of that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, I don't know that game. I just played a lot of Pokemon growing up, which is why most of my favorite games are Pokemon games. Like, number 1 and number 2 on my top 100 are Pokemon games, and I think I have like 3 or 4 in my top 10 that are Pokemon games. I would have to go back and look at the list, but at the very least, my number 1 game of all time and my number 2 game of all time are Pokemon games. And then 3rd place in the franchise for me goes to Heart Gold. No, I already said that. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and those are in my top 10. Crazy to see it was 18 years ago. Is it really that old for Halo 3? Halo is one of those games that I would play when I went over to my cousin's house, which has like a very weird, niche, nostalgic place in my brain. Yeah, I don't know. I was just very much so a Pokemon kid. I was even shiny hunting in Pokemon back when I was in like high school. Before I ever did YouTube or streamed, I was just shiny hunting for fun, which is crazy to look back on because I was doing that shit like full odds on one device. I will say though, I have a lot of respect for people who full odds shiny hunt, and that term has kind of lost its meaning nowadays. For example, I have a big complaint about full odds shiny hunters nowadays on live because I was scrolling through YouTube Shorts and naturally a YouTube Shorts live stream popped up, and it was someone who had their live stream title as a full odds shiny hunter, and they even had like the words full odds somewhere in the description of the live stream, but they were running like 20 emulators at the same time, which I think at that point you lose the ability to call yourself a full odds shiny hunter. Like, this dude was just playing Pokemon Emerald with 20 windows of the emulator, I should say. Like, he was running 20 windows of the same emulator open all at the same time of Pokemon Emerald. And like, brother, we're no longer full odds. You 20x to the odds. Like, and not only that, but because he was on emulator, he was running the game at like 5 times the speed because he had the emulator sped up. My guy, your odds aren't full. The glass isn't even half full. You can't even be an optimist about this. The glass is empty. You've drunk the entire cup. Like, there's no pessimist, optimist. You're just shiny hunting at like 100 times the speed and trying to call yourself a full odds shiny hunter. And like, I'm not trying to be this like purist in the Pokemon community. I wouldn't even call myself a full odds shiny hunter because I'm playing on a GameCube and a DS at the same time. I've technically 2x'd my odds, so I don't have full odds in my live stream title right now. But therefore, I think because I'm not like, does that make, like, hopefully that makes sense. Because I'm not pretending to be a full odds shiny hunter, I think I also have the right to, poke fun at someone who's literally running 20 emulators at once at 5 times the speed and trying to cosplay as a full odds shiny hunter. It's like voyeurism. Like, you're just a tourist. I don't think you're an actual true Pokemon fan at that point. You're not a true Pokemon like community member. You're just a grifter, my brother. I don't know. Maybe that's mean. Maybe I'm being harsh. I don't care. I think you're fake. You're phony. It definitely has lost its meaning at that point. I agree, Polar X. Like, it has fully lost its meaning. And I don't care. Like, maybe I'm being toxic. Alright? But let's not call ourselves a full odds shiny hunter when you're probably finding like 5 shinies a live stream running Pokemon Emerald at 20x the speed. It's fucking crazy. I don't get it, dog. I don't know. I saw that the other day, and that shit annoyed the fuck out of me. I don't know. I see a lot of really shitty YouTube live streams on Shorts, though. Like, we were just talking a little bit earlier in the chat. Hollow Man, I think, brought it up about how he doesn't like the YouTube community. And I agree specifically about the YouTube Shorts community. Because for those of you who don't know, I actually used to live stream on 4 platforms. I used to live stream on Twitch and TikTok, and then YouTube and YouTube Shorts. Because technically those are 2 different places where you can have 2 different live streams running. And I used to have 1 live stream on YouTube, horizontal, and 1 live stream on YouTube Shorts, vertical. And the YouTube Shorts live stream was so fucking terrible. The chat was obnoxious. It was constantly the dumbest people ever. Like, I'm convinced it was like literal fetuses still in the womb who haven't developed the ability to type English words yet. Like, the grammar was so bad, the sentences made no sense. If I was playing Pokemon, they'd be like asking me for a shiny in the most weird, like, nonsensical ways. Or if I was like playing Fortnite, they would ask me for V-Bucks. Or the other half of the time, it was just people spamming slurs. It's like, dog, what the fuck is going on in YouTube Shorts? Bro, it's insane. And they did get good views. That was the crazy thing. Like, YouTube Shorts live streams oftentimes had the most viewers. More than, like, the TikTok chat, more than the Twitch chat. They had the most viewers. But those viewers were insane. Like, they were either fetuses who had no idea how to type, how to read, how to talk. They were spamming slurs. Or, like, at one time, I had someone in there trying to, like, fully solicit sex. And listen, if I wasn't a married man, it would have been sweet. It would have been flattering. But, like, dog, I got the wedding ring on for a reason, alright? I use it as, like, a fidget at this point. I constantly am playing around with it. Let's maybe read the room, okay? Gonna get me started on YouTube Shorts again. Yeah, I don't know. I also have a problem with, like, okay. I'm gonna go on another little rant here. One thing I hate about YouTube Short streamers is how almost like they almost feel like fake people. I'm fully convinced half of the streamers on YouTube Shorts are genuine fake people. I'm not saying they're AI. I'm not saying they're, like, robotic or unreal. I'm just saying they have the most fake, like, view-hungry personalities ever. Like, they have developed a complete lack of self and just a full attention-seeking cycle. And you can almost hear it in their voice, the way they talk. It's like, oh, thank you for the views, thank you for the likes. Guys, can we get some more likes in here so I can finally do this really, really stupid thing? Like, it's always this big crescendo moment they're trying to build up to. That's so stupid and so unnecessary. Only something like a child would find interesting. Like, a lot of them, I've noticed, are trying to, like, do something really cringe, like call 911. I realized I was only looking at the chat. I did not look at any of those abra. We're gonna redo that. Like, I had this one streamer pop up on my Shorts feed as I was scrolling through, and I got, like, a clip of Impractical Jokers, a clip of fucking food reviews. And the next thing I know, this dude pops up who's playing a video game. And in the middle of his automated speech of, like, thank you for the likes, thank you for the dono, someone chatted, my grandmother died today. And he goes, oh, I'm such, you know, like, no joke. He goes, "Oh, I'm so bummed out to hear about your grandmother. Sorry to hear that. But thanks for the likes, guys. We're almost at, like, top viewers of the day." Like, that's insane to me. Like, he couldn't even flip the switch in his brain off for half a second. He gave the dude about 5 seconds of remorse to be like, "Sorry to hear about your grandmother, but we got a lot of likes, guys. Most likes of the day." Oh my god, bro. Like, these people are unreal on YouTube Shorts. And I almost want to believe it's AI. And it's sad that it isn't. But it's got to be like a desperate need to keep your audience interacting, because they're probably children, and to keep their attention span up with your chat. Like, I don't know how desperate you have to be to keep the attention of your chat that, like, locked in, but holy shit, bro. Dead grandma only got 5 seconds of attention, and then it was just immediately back to the 3 big booms for Jimmy's $25 donation. Exactly, like, fucking crazy. I don't know, bro. I'm sorry. I feel like I missed a shiny, because that dead grandma thing really is a real thing that happened, and that story had me so distracted that I was looking at the chat more than I was looking at the abra. But no, like, I was just in shock when I saw that happen. I really thought it was a joke. Like, I thought it had to be satire. Like, bro took a 5-second break from talking about the likes and the subscribers in the chat to talk about the grandma, and then immediately went back to talking about the likes and the subscribers in the chat. And then it wasn't a joke. Like, I even stayed in the stream for another minute or two just to see if it was like a meme. And it wasn't. It was genuinely real. Alright, anyways, let's see if we get any shinies on the DS. I always find it funny when I see an abra that's named A. Because it's a very quick and immediate showcase of the fact that I got distracted while talking to the chat and nicknamed one of these abra just the A button. Alright, I don't think we have any abra. Unlucky. No shiny abra. Okay. I think we might call it there. What does that put us at? 3,425. What would the next one be? Yeah. We'll call it there. 3,425 is a pretty nice, even number. If we did another reset, it would be 3,562. That's a weird number. That's a gross number. We'll stop at 3,425. So, we're going to end the stream there. I appreciate everyone that showed up, though. I don't know, man. Like I said, to finish my rant, I do not regret quitting YouTube Short live streaming, at least, because the people over there are weird, bro. They're like fake. It's like they're cosplaying being an AI streamer. It's like they're pretending to be AI, but they're not AI. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. Have a nice night, Polarex. Catch you in the next one as well. That's devastating to hear that grandma died. I know, chat. How about we start a GoFundMe so I can throw out a huge party? Yeah. Guys, can we throw a GoFundMe so I can celebrate this dude's dead grandma by donating all of the GoFundMe money to my favorite OnlyFans model? Thanks, guys. Link will be in the chat. Can you guys donate directly to the link in the chat? Um, I want to buy Papa John's and watch my favorite OnlyFans live stream. At least, you know, listen, at least I'm honest. I'm telling y'all where the money's going. Okay? You donate to other live streamers, and they're probably spending that shit on, like, a thick goth mommy and Papa John's. But they're lying to you. They're like, oh, I need to make rent this month. I need to buy another Lamborghini. Come on, chat. Can you help me afford my bills on my utilities and sports cars? No. I won't lie to y'all about where the money's going. It's going to a stuffed crust Papa John's pizza straight into my mouth. Stuffed crust straight into my mouth. That's where your money's going. Yeah, anyways. That's the only thing going into my mouth tonight. Anyways, have a wonderful night. I will see y'all later. I wish y'all the best. And get some rest, y'all. I'll see you guys in a couple days. I work the next 4 days. So I might be able to stream sometime in the next 4 days, but no promises. At the very least, and my stream schedule says this, at the very least, I'll stream again in 4 days after I work. That's what my stream schedule is currently slated for. But if I'm lucky, maybe we'll do another stream before the next scheduled live. But we'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling after work. Regardless, have a wonderful night, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.